This is gang bore level 1. You're going to see what the gang bore does, how to turn the machine on and off and operate it, what are the minimum input and output requirements, and how to clean up the station at the end of the day. So let's get at it. The gang bore performs the simple function of drilling horizontal holes in parts and sometimes inserting dowels. Depending on the kind of cabinet, maybe 30 or 40% of parts come to the gang bore. The number and position of the holes and dowels is worked out by the engineers when they design the products. So to do the job at the gang bore, first we want to log into the job and task. In level 1, you don't need to know how to set up the dowel inserters or the drill positions. But if you have to turn on the machine, there's a main power switch. This particular drilling pattern and dowel insertion wants dowels in position 1 and 2, and then we mirror that in positions 7 and 8. And it's going to be drilling and inserting dowels, which this is set to that position, B, C, and D. And then we push the green button. When it stops flashing, the machine will be ready to operate. So it's now good to go. Parts going to the gang bore will be in the gang bore in line. They should be oriented with, right side up and with the label facing to the right so the operator can read them. They'll all have a parts label which indicates that this part is going to the gang bore and that it's getting horizontal 1. Again, that's not part of level 1 training, but horizontal 1 will be preset in the machine. You put the part against the side stop, the edge banded side against the side stop. Lift the back of the part a little bit so that the front will catch the front stops, and then have the part down flat on the table, hard against the stop, and then step on the pedal. There, the machine held the part down, drilled holes where we wanted them, inserted dowels where we wanted them, and then let the part go. I take the part out, I turn it around so that again the edge banding is against the stop on the side, hard against the stop, into the front stop, flat on the table, step on the pedal, drilling the holes, shooting the dowels, and let's go with the part. So it did the same thing, the mirror image of what it did on the one side, it did on the other side. And then I put this part on the outfeed call board, again with the right side up, label towards the left or towards the operator so we can see them all in a neat pile, and take the next part. I did a good job on these parts, and they're done, and they're going to hardware next as it's shown on the parts routing. So I put them on the call board, and we get a tag for hardware. So now this is in a pile, going to hardware, it's in gang bore out. So anybody who's here knows where these things are going, what job they're for, and what's going to happen to them next. At the end of the workday, we clean up this station, we can blow the excess chips and dust on the work table. We'll sweep up the chips from around the front of the machine. If we're in the middle of a phase, we can leave that on the machine so somebody won't come in and change it to a different setup. Turn off the power, and if there are any call boards left over, that parts that you processed and there's a leftover call board, call boards can go back by the panel saw.